Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the dreaded D-Rose Report. WWE's creative department reportedly has tentatively planned WrestleMania plans in mind for Chris Jericho, according to F4W Online. The final match of Jericho's current contract with World Wrestling Entertainment took place last night in Indianapolis. Many believe he'll return to the organization, taking an extensive period of time off and to fulfill some non-wrestling commitments, which will be alright, and then he'll be back for WrestleMania, which is the big payday. Monday Night Raw on November 29th, 2010 has been moved from Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. The original location was Trenton, New Jersey and Norfolk, Virginia. The Scope Arena in Norfolk will now host the SmackDown taping on November 30th. The Sun National Bank Center in Trenton now will host the Raw House Show January 24th. Please make a note of it. The Miz, who is featured in the latest edition of WWE Magazine, has also landed on the cover of the next issue of Wrestler Inside Wrestling magazine. They also posted the magazine cover online next to the Pro Wrestling Illustrated featuring John Cena. So you can look that up on the internet if you want. I ain't going to show it to you because I don't have it. Former WWE Champion John Bradshaw Layfield appeared on, he was on Right After Wrestling radio show last night. JBL spoke about Alberto Del Rio's gimmick being similar to his. Whether he'd return to WWE and more, kind of went this way. Among some more interesting topics discussed, JBL was talking about how hazing in wrestling and whether rumors were true that he was a major bully in the locker room during the time, his time in WWE, and JBL says, "Did I haze the Miz? Hell yes." So a lot of people wanted to talk about me and my hazing, and yes I did. No apologies whatsoever for it. When I started, the guys were hazed, and for all good reasons, and they wanted to know that in a riot, which we had a few of back in the days, were going to be on the side of the boys or the fans. So they were trying to toughen up the people for in case somebody gets attacked. You know who's friend and foe. Nowadays, there's no room for it. He said the corporate and sterile work environment of WWE, when The Miz came in, most of the hazing was me working, me on the mic, me talking to him and gave him as much advice as I possibly could because I thought he had the ability to be a good heel, but I'm not going to apologize for hazing him. So, there. The cover for SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 in Canada will feature Edge, Bret Hart, and Undertaker on it. Ted DiBiase will be appearing on Sci-Fi World's Cyber Game, Ultimate Gamer, this Thursday night, 11 p.m. DiBiase will play in a SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 challenge. I don't know anything about the gaming markets. WWE is going to be taping tonight's NXT and this Friday's SmackDown in Bloomington, Illinois at the Cellular Center Coliseum. No matches announced yet, but Kane vs. Undertaker advertised locally. This is going to be the final SmackDown before moving to Sci-Fi. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I hope not. Matt Hardy is no longer listed for any upcoming TV shows, pay-per-view events on WWE's website. Ask us if we care. John Cena and all of the Nexus members are confirmed to appear on Friday's night's SmackDown on Sci-Fi, you know, the debut on October 1st. We have a big send-off for it. Daniel Bryan versus William Regal, Yoshitatsu versus Zack Ryder, Ted DiBiase versus Goldust, Melina versus Alicia Fox, Hart Dynasty versus Usos, John Morrison and Mark Henry, and R-Truth taking on Nexus. Evan Bourne versus Edge, and 2 out of 3 fall match. Randy Orton versus Sheamus in a steel cage also being advertised for the Raw Live event October 8th, Anaheim, California. Some of the matches may change after title switches on Night of Champions, but that's pretty much what they got, not set in stone. Shortly after Raw, by the way, Diva Jillian cryptically noted on her Twitter account she had closed a chapter Monday. It says the chapter closing tonight, she wrote, excited for what's ahead. So everybody got excited, and her statement was misconstrued by some of the fans in indicating that she had parted ways with World Wrestling Federation. Then she clarified, no, WWE hasn't released me, silly gooses. Just opening another chapter in a book of Jillian. So I don't know whether she's going to be a tag team or maybe she's getting married. Never know. Former Raw ring announcer Lillian Garcia, who closed the chapter in her own 1 year ago today. She parted ways with WWE in an advertisement to appear at the Hollywood show taking place in Burbank, California, October 9th and 10th. She's going to be appearing there. Matt Hardy, by the way, continues to say he's parting ways with WWE. He noted to a fan on his YouTube channel that he feels it's time to move on from the organization. I'm tired of even talking about it. We'll see what happens. All right, I want to throw some of this out. It's 9/21, 1996. Some history. I got about 3 minutes left. WWE Livewire. Do you remember Livewire? Debuts on the USA Network. This day, 1998. Jacqueline defeats Sable to become the new WWF Women's Champion. There's not been a Women's Champion in almost 3 years, as the previous champion, Alundra Blaze, left the company, took the women's title belt to WCW, and was thrown in the trash can on Nitro. But you would think she'd have burned a bridge she couldn't fix, but I think she's fixed it. Also, X-Pac defeats D'Lo Brown to win the WWF European Championship. Remember that? European Championship. Alright, still September 21st, 2002, Ring of Honor Unscripted. Xavier defeats Low-Key and to win the ROH World Championship. Also, Christopher Daniels and Donovan Morgan defeats Brian Danielson, my fault, and Michael Modest to win the ROH Tag Team Championships. 2003, highlights from Unforgiven, WWE's Dudley Boyz defeats Rob Conway and La Resistance. Remember all them three Molar and Curly's running around to win the World Tag Team Champ. It was a handicap tables match. Christian defeats Chris Jericho and Rob Van Dam to retain the IC belt, triple threat match. Goldberg defeats Triple H to win the World Heavyweight Championship. If Goldberg had lost, they would have had to retire. If he would have had to have retired from wrestling. He just about did anyway. 2006, Vince Russo is hired as creative writer for TNA Wrestling. Born, birthday, Ricky Morton, 1956. Alright, I got about a minute and a half. Hardy says, I've sucked. Back to that again. I'm going to forget that. WWE has canceled their December 18th show in Beaumont, Texas, by the way. Raw matches taped from Indianapolis for this week's Superstars was Goldust versus William Regal. The Bella Twins taking on Alicia Fox and Jillian Hall. Official theme song for WWE's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view will be sacrificed by the band Atom Smash. It said that Matt Hardy is hopefully to get his official release this week. Well, will be too. Daniel Bryant and Ted DiBiase both debuted their theme song music at last night's Raw. To mention, as mentioned before, Alex Riley, which I don't think I did, will be a regular from here on out on the Raw brand storyline. Is The Miz hired Riley to be his personal services contract? Don't sound good to me. I might as well get on here. It's the current plans of. Oh, I'll just go ahead and save this stuff till tomorrow. I got a long paragraph here, but I'm gonna get the phone. And thanks for clicking. I guess I ought to go. Thanks.